Good day, everyone. James here at the Portland Retro Game Expo for 2024. This is day 3. It's been chaotic, so trying to do much of any kind of filming really at all over the past handful of days was proving quite difficult because I was just, busy on the floor and whatnot. It didn't seem like a priority at the time, but I still wanted to document my final day here and the visit itself and the goodies that I was able to obtain while I was gone. So what I'll do is leave my quiet little seating area here, and let's head on down to the gaming floor and the vendor floor and give you guys a look-see at what we have on offer here at the facility, and we will go from there. Alright guys, we are finished at PRGE for 2024. Maybe you could explain to the crowd, where are we now? Quarter World. Yeah. So there is a smut room, there is alcohol. I paid for Ryan to get a delightful, what was that, a smutton?
Yeah, it was a smutton. Porno button.
You want a smutton.
And I want a Ron Jeremy button.
So what I'll do is I will show footage of him winning the smutton, but unfortunately I have to blur out the actual smutton.
It's pretty smutty.
And from there I will do a bit of a walk around from the lounge here that they have available, and we'll try and wrap this up with the queues afterwards. Alright, so what are we doing here, Ryan?
We are trying to win a porno egg at the Smuttons. $1.
Smuttons. Alright, let's get us some smuttons.
Which one's a good egg here? I think it's play till you win here. You got one.
Got one on the first try, bud.
I don't know if you can legally show this on YouTube here. You might have to blur this out. It's got a button. Oh, it's a doozy. I don't know if you want to legally show that.
Put it up so we can laugh and I can still blur it.
Oh, that's a good one.
I can still blur it.
Some action on that one.
That's some.
Here, we need some more light actually. Let's go here. There. Okay, now we can definitely see the smile.
That's Ron Jeremy right there.
That's some good.
That's Ron Jeremy right there.
All right, so I mentioned that I closed this off some point of the day. I think I might have mentioned at the show. That didn't happen. We went into Quarter World and then dinner. And I probably will have put the Quarter World footage in here before that, so me mentioning it now is honestly kind of pointless. We're winding down the night. See if I can get this fancy selfie stick to work here. Melissa, thank you very much for tolerating me.
Oh no, there's no tolerance.
There's no
And
time.
then
Tolerating. We are happy to have you here.
the Q man. And I have been told that I cannot film over this way where Ryan is, so he can just say hello. Ryan, you want to saying hello for me?
Hello.
There's a very muted hello. Anyways, the reason why I'm not able to point the camera that way is because the kitchen is apparently destroyed. And I've been told that if I film the kitchen, then I will be physically assaulted because it's a, quote, shanty town.
Yeah.
Now, Eric, is it a shanty town?
No. It's.
You
I
can
think
tell me
it's
what you
nicer
really
than
think
this,
when she goes to bed.
Yeah. No, I mean, we just ate the dinner and we're not cleaned up yet, so there's,
I'm just teasing. I hope you know, guys. Know. I say it out of love. Anyways, that's about it from here. Well, I'll pick this up from home, and I will show you the grabs of my lovely escape. All right, so as you see, I am now back. This is actually being recorded a handful of months after the fact. Work, life. This room in general being in chaos, I've actually just finally gotten it kind of straightened out to where I need it to be for hopefully doing this more often. Anyways, we just finished the Christmas season for around here. It's actually December 27th while I'm doing this spot right now. The actual PRGE was back the tail end of September. And so, I'm going to go through the games that I got, do that right off the bat so that those of you that want to see that, you can leave right after that kind of thing. And then I'll sort of go into a small spiel about the whole experience and all that kind of stuff. From there. And having hosted the holiday season here, I don't feel like I'm coming down with anything, luckily, but my throat is a little bit dry, so if I have to take a sip of a beverage in between, I appreciate your understanding with that. Anyways, I will start off with the freebies, and by that I mean gifts. And that would be Eric. I told him that this has been on my list for, I think, at least a couple of years. At least 2 for sure, I know, maybe 3. And anytime that I've come across it, it's, pretty terrible condition. People want more than what it's worth and they ain't willing to budge. Or one time I found it and I said to the lady, hey, I would like to buy that. She's like, oh no, that's part of the whole bundle. You got to buy the whole Game Gear and everything else with it. And I was like, well, no, I have literally everything else here. I just want the one game. So not only did he hook me up with the game, but also a beautiful manual. And of course, Shinobi. I have the second one, and I have the first one, and that's awesome. I'm a massive Game Gear fan. One day I will be doing the collection video. I've got like 50, 60 carts and all that. It's going to be a big process for that one, so it is coming at some point. But I need to plan that one out a little bit, and get a camera rigged up above and all that kind of nonsense. So that will be coming in the future. But thank you very much, Eric. This was stellar. I mean, not only is it stellar just to get it, but from a friend. So that was really awesome and appreciated. Next up, label's in kind of scuffed, but honestly, I kind of just wanted to play it. X-Men Mutant Apocalypse. I've actually never tried it, but it's kind of been on the back burner list. And it says 20. I think I paid 15. Vendors were actually pretty chill come the last day, especially on one of the items. That's for darn sure. Let's see. Let's do the next one here. There we go. This one is On the Ball. And this is another one that I've been looking for at least for the past year. And I found a beautiful copy. Absolutely pristine. It looks like, you know, out of the box and then into the wrapper. 20 bucks. I didn't haggle on that. I said, cool. I rarely ever, I don't think I've ever actually seen it in person besides this show. So that was great. And then I guess I'll do the other loose one here. This one is heavily cosmetically flawed, but I also got a greasy deal off of it. And that is Super Turrican 2. As you can see, there's a pretty sizable rip in the label. I saw numerous copies, by numerous I mean at least 3, and people wanted like 300 and above USD, so that's even worse for me down here in old Igloo Land. And this one, I saw it in the case. Eric was looking at something like the last 20 minutes before we were leaving. I think a couple of like $5 Genesis games, that kind of thing. And then I saw this in the cabinet. I'm like, oh man, it's got a big tear. But I'm like, just out of curiosity, I'm like, man, that price seems awfully weird. And they had one like a piece of paper on the front. And I'm like, I asked the guy, I'm like, is that actually what you're asking for? He's like, yeah. And then pulled it out of the case. And of course, there's a updated sticker on the back, says 190. And this was already a fantastic price, even with the flaw. And I think the guy's like, you know what, just give me 180 and that's cool. And so I'm like, okay, 180 bucks, that's way better than the 3+ that people were kind of gouging for, you know, not flawed versions. And then I even said to the guy, I'm like, oh, my buddy has a couple of, you know, cheapy Genesis games. Can you just throw them in too? He's like, oh yeah, sure, I don't care. So yeah, I got Eric a couple of freebies. And this for 180 USD, but this should be very easy to move here in Canada. Once I'm done with it and I feel like I want to move it on and maybe trade up, I don't think this will be a hard one to get rid of. And shockingly, I did not already have this. So this was great. I'll get into the case. It's not the official case, but Rocket Knight Adventures. I would say that this is, let's be generous and say a 9 out of 10. It's in pretty darn good shape. There's a bit of nastiness down here at the bottom. It's so tiny that the camera will see it, but in person you definitely notice it. But overall, it's in pretty darn alright shape. The manual is beautiful. The cartridge is beautiful, but as you can tell, with the these gaps on the side, this is not the original case that this came with that I'm aware of. This is more like the those oversized EA cartridges, I believe. But nonetheless, you know what? I got it. It's in pretty phenomenal shape. And this was the opening day of the show, and they had 70. Other vendors were asking 80+. And I think we said, oh, you know, you do 60 bucks? Like, oh yeah, 60 bucks. Like, all right, you know what? I got myself a almost perfect copy of Rocket Knight Adventure. So, cool. Alrighty, and now we have, this was the big find for me. I actually took a handful of items, maybe like 5 or 6 things from the basement, like, you know, more pricey things. And like, okay, maybe I can move these there versus spending money. And luckily, I found one vendor. They took all 3 items out of my bag. Well, not all 3, but the 3 of my, you know, lot that I took with me. As a pure trade, I paid no money for this. So to walk away with this and get rid of stuff that's been in my vendor yard sale pile, I was totally okay with that. And that is a hard box copy, because apparently this comes in both a cardboard and a plastic case version. Castlevania Bloodlines. And this is in immaculate freaking shape. The tag says 200. I paid 0, which was really good, because 200 USD is like 260 bucks my money. But absolutely pristine. There isn't like an absolute crumb of damage on this. Open it up. It's got
all the extra posters and leaflets that would have come with it. This is like the greatest condition copy I could have hoped to find. So that is the absolute winner of my treasure hunting. Alrighty, so what I'll do is I'll just sort of waffle a little bit, because it's been forever since I've uploaded my travel out there. So I left early morning, Toronto. 2 flights, a layover in between. You got to do the customs in between that as well. Luckily, I got a Nexus pass, so that made going through security and especially through customs, that was like painless. I had like 2 people in front of me in the Nexus line. I walked up, then you got like those zigzag patterns, like, I don't know. It was a Thursday, so it honestly wasn't that bad. It might have been like 80 to 100 people in the zigzags waiting to go and see the border officials. And then the Nexus line was empty. I walk up there to the kiosk. There's one lady at the kiosk, one person actually talking to the border official. I do my my little punching on the screen, and then I waited about 30 seconds for the lady that was beside me to go. And then I was up there for maybe 2 minutes. Hey, what are you doing? Blah, blah, blah. This is where I'm going. When are you coming back? Through. It was super, super quick. But yeah, I landed there. Eric and Melissa, they took me to a pretty cool little restaurant. I don't remember what the name of it is. I didn't really want to, bug Eric on Twitter and be like, hey, what's the name of that place? But it was kind of like in a warehouse kind of depot area. Very, very uncommon. Like, it didn't look like it really belonged there, but it was a cool restaurant. I had a fantastic meal, and we chilled out for the night. Then we had the first day of the convention. That was dope. Ryan joined us, and then trying to remember what we did for the Friday for dinner. Oh my goodness, we did something. I want to say, I'm not even going to try and embarrass myself. I know we did something. And then Saturday we did the show again, left at a reasonable time. I think we had like PDX sliders. At least I'm pretty sure that's what we did. I know I might have the days in between. I might have done sliders on the Friday. I don't honestly remember. And then we had the Sunday pizza Shoals. And then, as you saw in the video, I went to Quarter World after that. And then I sadly had to leave on the Monday. And that was 3 flights going home. So I'm glad no one else had to do that punishing route with me, because I don't care. Like, I don't fear flying, but I just don't really care for it. And so to do that nonsense 3 times in one day of getting onto a plane, taking off, coming down, and terminals and all that, I was happy to finally land in Toronto and get on the GO train towards the residence that I'm at right now. But yeah, I always have enjoyed myself going out there. This year was definitely no different. It was always top notch, and obviously it's more the people that you're hanging out with more than the show itself. It's nice to come home with some fancy trinkets, but I would rather go and just be able to break bread with people that I've come to enjoy over the past number of years, over just consumerism any day. But this is obviously a reason to go as well, but it's not the reason to go. Anyways, that is about it. I hope to be a little bit more on the ball in 2025 with actual, I don't want to say frequent uploads, but ideally bi-weekly. I'm gonna have like a bit of an update video more discussing that in the near future of what the focus is gonna be, that kind of thing. And yeah, anyways, I hope you all have enjoyed this, and I really do hope to maybe see some of you guys out there in the future that I haven't met. And yeah, have an excellent day, and I will catch you all next time.